So in March of 2022, I went to visit with a bariatric surgeon, and some of you who follow me for a long time know that I always said, "Oh, that's not for me." Years ago, like 5 years ago or so, or even longer. No, 7 years ago actually. I searched bariatric surgery and I thought, no, it's not for me, you know. And it wasn't for me at the time because in 2015 I was able to lose weight, and I kept it off for a couple of years until life happened and I gained everything plus. So losing weight, it's not the question. It wasn't the question back then. It is kind of now because with the diet that I did, not the diet, the eating less that I did last year, I wasn't losing a lot. I mean, doing 100% well in exercise, I would lose 2 to 3 pounds a week, which is a lot. But when you're big, when you have a lot to lose, it's like not a shocker. It will eventually slow down. So I consulted with him. He is an amazing person and an amazing doctor, and not just because he's a surgeon, just because he loves what he does. He totally, you can see on his energy and his words. He's very straightforward. He's not the type of doctor that's like, oh, it's okay, I know you couldn't lose the weight, but you're gonna lose it now. He's just straightforward, and I really like that approach. So we had to I had to send my process claim to my insurance to see if they would approve and all that yada yada stuff. But then I was feeling really bloated back in March or before March, but I wanted to do a colonoscopy and endoscopy. I'm 45. Well, I was 45 when that happened. So now they changed the age for a colonoscopy at 45 instead of 55. I would highly recommend it if you are 45 to have a screen colonoscopy, because a lot of young people, they say like 40, 30s, are dying of colon cancer because they don't know they have it. They don't know they have a polyp. A polyp is like a little, I don't know, ball, like a cyst, but sometimes it's big, sometimes it's small. Usually it's small. So anyway, a lot has happened during the summertime, and my endoscopy and colonoscopy was booked for September. In September, I also lost my best friend. She passed away from leukemia 3 days after my birthday, and on the day of my colonoscopy and endoscopy. So life has been really harsh with that loss for me, because she was my sister. She was like my sister. I called her Frister because she's a friend that I consider a sister, and we are very close. She was the only person that I could confine my life with. And she was married with a kid, which also make it harder for her family. We didn't expect, of course, this to happen. We thought we were like almost to the finish line with her whole ordeal with leukemia, because she had a transplant. She was recovering. But if you know leukemia patients after transplant, you have zero immune system, zero white blood cells, zero defense. And for an infection to happen, it's almost inevitable. Sometimes it happens and people can recover. Unfortunately, she didn't. I don't know how I can talk about this now without crying, because I would say last month I couldn't. But therapy has helped me a lot with this loss, But anyway, going back to my endoscopy and colonoscopy. So I did my endoscopy. It was great. My stomach was fine. Everything was healthy. My colonoscopy, though, I had a polyp, which is the size, like, it was a 4 millimeter polyp, which is pretty big for your colon. And that just was growing, at, I don't know what rate, but it was growing. So my doctor removed it with another few polyps, and then he sent it to pathology to see if it was cancer or not. My colonoscopy happened on a Friday, and then on a Tuesday, my doctor's office called, and the pathologist said that was non-cancerous, which was a big relief because I had cancer before. I had Hodgkin's lymphoma in 1999. And I mean, you could, have a reoccurrence of some other kind, or a new kind, or reoccurrence from what I had, lymphoma, or, I was afraid that this could happen. So anyway, with all that checked, with my physical health fine, I decided to go on with the bariatric surgery. So I waited a month to be able to book, or yeah, it was about a month for my insurance to, it was about a month. The whole process started about a month before the surgery. And then it was great. On December 5th, 2022, I had the sleeve surgery, which I thought for me was the best fit. They have, I think, two other options that you can always discuss with your doctor, and depending on how active and how is your lifestyle and yourself, like weight, to see which one's best. And I, of course, lost my 33 pounds that I gained in 2020. I mean, not 2020, that's when I started gaining. So for the past 2 years, I lost the weight that I gained the past 2 years, which I'm happy to talk about it. It's really fascinating how you instantly can feel the change. First of all, because you lose a lot of fluids, a lot of water on your body. And I was, they checked me for edema, and I didn't have it. But I felt like I did because I always felt it so, like, puffy and bloated, And food-wise, I wasn't always eating out. I wasn't always having the worst meals. We were still eating out, like dinner night, date night, and whatnot. But I don't know. It was just like, I feel like my metabolism changed, which I always refused to believe in it, but I wanted to change it, It's like, so I kind of had a reset, obviously. And then within a week, I was feeling my skin. It's just really funny, like more palpable. Like, you see this, like, you can see like the wrinkles here. I couldn't do that before. It was like a balloon, Of course, I deflated. I was inflated. I deflated. And I feel it. I feel all over my body, my clothes, of course, already. Even like just laying on it, they're not thugging on it. Like I have some short sleeves. I'm wearing one now, but it's kind of cold today. And I could see my sleeve kind of rolling up because of the fat in my arms and the bloat. It was just like, it was awful. Anyway, really happy with my decision to take over my health. Of course, a year from now, I'm probably gonna say, oh, I should have done this long time ago. But I wasn't ready. I was not ready. I had friends who did it, friends who done the bariatric surgery. They kept their weight off, but I wasn't ready. I was ready last year. And I'm really, I'm just happy to kind of slowly getting back to myself. If you see my videos in the beginning, I always been this bubbly person. You know, with the thirsting life, I always want to, I always hike. I love to go places. I love to travel and entertain and all that stuff, And for the past 2 years, I've been depressed. I've been stressed. And I started a new business to start, to add on top of it, which is a lot of stress too. But we can get to that later. But for now, I just want to update on what, how I'm doing right now.